Put on a suit. Drink water. Don't drink and drive.
Game over!
Take it light. Stay.
Now you're more fluent.
Makina, he's got three!
Up, Bears. So this is really good right here. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Texas Rangers with the Boys. We are the Boys, your daily Texas Rangers podcast by a couple of pro wrestlers who love Rangers baseball. And we want to thank you for making us the first listen of your day. This is your boy Kev, a.k.a. YBK, Kevin Frazier. We are back. A little bit of a skippage in days there. We had some crosswires. We have West Coast games. People got jobs. Dadgummit. But we are here for a Friday super show. Cool stuff. The game is actually going on as we speak. So we will be giving you live reactions as we do the show today. First time ever, our first time doing anything like that. And we got tons of news, tons of Rangers injury news. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming series against the Seattle Mariners. And we've got a whole shakedown of as much of the Dodgers series as we can possibly give you guys. We got it on deck for you. And we might have the whole game or we might not, but it's going to be fun. We're excited about it. Your boy Kev getting ready for a West Coast swing of his own. And the 300-pound manimal, my co-host, as always, getting ready for his East Coast swing. We'll talk about those things here just in a minute. First off, let me tell you where to find me on social media, Kevin Lee Frazier. That is Frazier. You can also find Texas Rangers with the Boys on social media, TX Rangers WTV. Don't forget to check out our website, TexasRangersWithTheBoys.com.
All one word.
And here to tell you what's also all one word, my co-host, the 300-pound manimal, a.k.a. Bull. Tell him, Bull.
Well, it's Chilltown Hoops, at Chilltown Hoops, all one word, for the Sports Fluent Network. We're there. As we get going along, I know that it's been basketball NBA Finals for the last couple of weeks with Sports Fluent, and that's been very important. And, we're just getting our feet wet a little bit. We're working on the YouTube, all the kinks out for ourselves here with the filming and stuff. But, man, when it takes off, it's going to be good. And I'm looking forward to that with the Sports Fluent Network. You know what? We got baseball on the TV. It isn't. That's going to fall in there for Adolis Garcia here to start the top of the fifth inning here at Dodger Stadium, Chavez Ravine. You know what the most surprising part to me about Dodger Stadium was whenever I went there last year?
What was it?
It was that parking was only $20.
Wow.
That was the most shocking. The night before in San Diego, we had paid $45 to basically park in a homeless encampment. So we were like shocked when we got to Los Angeles, and it had like beautiful parking lots up on the hill. Everything about Dodger Stadium is terrific. I mean, like, they got all the history. You get to take a picture in front of the Jackie Robinson statue, and that's actually the team he played for. And I know he didn't play in Los Angeles, whatever. He played for the Dodgers, though. That's his franchise. They're still the Trolley Dodgers to me, brother. But we're doing good over here, getting ready for a big show. We're going to talk a little bit of Rangers baseball. We're going to talk a little bit about the game going on right now. It's 3-0 in the top of the fifth. The Dodgers are working a bullpen game here, and we didn't get a chance to see Yamamoto because he threw 105 pitches the other night in his last start. Mm-hmm. So, he needs an off day after throwing 105 pitches in that last start. And the Rangers don't get to see Yamamoto, so we're seeing a bullpen day. So far, the Rangers have gotten to both pitchers they've seen, and they're seeing a third now with the leadoff runner on. But we'll talk about that more as we get going on through the game. Who knows? This may just turn into a commentary. I don't know,
Yeah.
But at the same time, we still have some news we got to get to. So I'll get this out of the way right now. You can find me at Twitter, Manimal Bull, Instagram, Manimal300, and both Facebook and TikTok at BullPro. If you want to talk about the Rangers, sure, I can do that. You know what? I got nothing else going on most of the time. When Kevin was like, our cross wires and all of that stuff, it wasn't me. I wasn't doing anything. I could have done the show every night, 4 a.m, whatever. I got nothing else going on. I woke up this morning. Kevin's like, I'm running late. And I'm like, brother, we'll do it tonight. I mean, it's a late game. They'll be forgiving to us.
Yeah.
They'll be forgiving. Our fans are going to be forgiving to us on a late night West Coast road trip. They know we all have things that we have to get up for in the morning. So, Matt War Pro, Friday, July 26th at the Southside Preservation Hall. It's going to be a good time. Oh, no, that's a ground ball. Oh, no, he's going to beat. No, never mind. Ground ball double play to end the inning there. But Southside Preservation Hall is going to be a big time. Can't wait to get back out to Mount War Pro and check out the scene over there. I don't know if I'm going to do more than just check out the scene or not. You'll have to show up to find out. But they're going to have Kelly's Onion Burgers out back, smashing up the hamburgers. You got Starry's Ice Cream in there selling all the delicious treats. And Martin House Brewing is going to be there giving away all the free beer. So Friday, July 26th, come on out to the Southside Preservation Hall for something ultraviolet dreamers, man. I got it there. It is going to be a hypothermia mania. So whatever the hell that means, I like it. We've got it down. I checked it out. I made sure that I had it right. It's a hypothermia mania.
Hypothermia mania.
Which makes me, like, it confuses me for a July show in Texas. I guess they're trying to give off a cold feeling because it's going to be so hot outside.
Well, since we're talking about wrestling, did you have a flashback right there when I did the Tell 'em Bull? You remember that?
Oh, man. No one hit me in the chest to wake me up there. Yeah, it was like, you know, I felt like I went right into it too, because
I could do like this right here,
and then I'm just there.
Yeah. So Tell 'em Bull. That was I'd start the promo, and then I'd tell them Bull, and then you come in.
I'd say something irrelevant to everything that was going on, and then you tie it back into what we were doing.
Well, and it was almost it was not just it was more illegible than irrelevant. Like I wasn't always sure what you were saying. I'm surprised you didn't throw a daddy in there. I'll tell you something, daddy.
No, never. That guy creeps me out.
Well. Yeah. There was other guys that said that.
Yeah, I know, but the guy around here that says it creeps me out, so nobody wants to. Like, that guy shows up at events and just, like, sits there creepily with, like, a 20-year-old boy. It's really weird, man.
Well, anyways. You know what? We are a Texas Rangers podcast. We are going to talk.
You wanted the wrestling talk there, brother.
I don't know how we got there. I know how we got there, but hey, let me tell you how we're going to get right back into Rangers talk. Rangers right now sitting 6.5 back of the Mariners. I think right now that if the Rangers do their business tonight, Mariners, we can hope they lose one way or another. As of
right now, the White Sox are up 2-1.
Yeah, and honestly,
it's the White Sox.
It honestly, like, for right now, it doesn't really matter. The Rangers have the Mariners come. They're going to Seattle over the weekend. Rangers can grasp a little bit of their own destiny here with this and do what they have to do in Seattle. I will be at the game on Sunday, so that'll be a lot of fun. And so that's pretty much the most the around the league news. That's what.
Well, it's going to be a tough task up in Seattle too, because they're going to see Castillo, Kirby, and Gilbert.
Well, we'll be previewing that game here at the end of the episode, and we'll talk a little bit about what the Rangers need to do. But man, it's going to be nice coming if they can hold on today, coming out of LA, winning 2 out of 3 against after
getting bombed, bombed.
Well, that's what's great about baseball. It doesn't matter what the score is. You go out and win the next game like they did. Like, they won that game. That was a fun game. That was one of the most fun games of the year.
That relay at the end was something else.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. And then, Rangers do what they have to do tonight, and then turn back around and go to Seattle and do what they got to do there. We know the Rangers can do it on the road. This team is legendary on the road, historic on the road. So anyway, but before we start getting too much into that, let's start talking all the injury news right now is good news. Josh Young, wrist scare. Josh Young starts his rehab assignment. I'm going to kick it over to you for the details.
Well, it looks like Josh Young gets through his live batting practice, which is basically his final hurdle to jump over before he makes it out to Round Rock to start his assignment to get himself back into game shape and play some games here to get himself ready to get back in this Rangers lineup because they are desperately waiting. It's been, I mean, the 10 weeks, man, it's been tough. We've been through it. We've watched the Rangers kind of survive, and I know that the offensive struggles haven't been solely because Josh Young hasn't been there. But when you're having offensive troubles, remember early in the year when they were having offensive troubles, they got Nate Lowe back. He started the season off hot. They played a little bit better baseball, and hopefully that's going to be the case with Josh Young. You're going to start seeing the guys in the lineup that you're going to be used to seeing. There's going to be opportunities for guys to get DH at bats with Josh Smith and Ezekiel Duran. One of the worst things about Josh Young coming back is that the two hottest hitters right now on their team outside of Seager and Simeon have been Duran and Smith, and those are the two guys that are going to be displaced. But at the same time, you can get at bats for Duran in left field. Same with Josh Smith, I believe. But, I mean, at the same time, I know they want to get Wyatt Langford as many at-bats as they can possibly get him. And they're not going to just be a ton of at-bats out there. They've still got Jankowski, who plays good baseball. I mean, this is going to be a talented team here as they get healthy. And Josh Young is one of the big pieces to that. And, you may see Josh Young play some first base. Who knows? I mean, I don't know that that's a thing that could happen, but you might see it. They might get creative in the fact that they're not getting the production that they need to, but Nate Lowe has been better lately. So,
did you just see Tavares not get back on that ball? Did you see it?
No, I must have missed that.
It's
today?
Like just now, he didn't miss a ball or he caught it, but literally, dude did not get back on the ball and ends up. This is what happens when you don't get back on the ball. You get to the ball and you're not back on the ball and you end up having to take a couple steps back to catch it. And now you're on your back foot instead of like what Jankowski does, get behind it. And then as it's coming down, you come towards it and meet it. That's the way it's supposed to look. I swear it drives me nuts I'm not like I said, look, these guys.
Yeah, he's a drifter. He's a drifter for sure.
And again, like, hey, look, this is I'm not a pro ball player, so by all means, hammer me in the comments if you want to. But it's just something that
I'll never know what it's like to run 20 feet per second, so I won't ever know what it's like to be Leody Tavares.
So neither one of us will, but I do know that when you're an outfielder and a ball goes in the air, you're supposed to get behind it and move towards it. And anyways, I digress. We are excited about Josh Young. A little bit of a wrist that I guess
he took a ball off the wrist in live batting practice. And I don't know 100% that it was Molly who hit him, but Molly did throw about 50 pitches, 20 in live batting practice. So, it was hugs and handshakes all around. So it makes me feel like everything's going pretty good. Everything's slated to do it again next week. So if everything goes well from there, you may see Tyler Molly start approaching that time where he goes out on a rehab assignment as well, and you may see him back somewhere around the All-Star break, and that's good news. I mean, that's really good news. You're looking, not that the Rangers starting pitching hasn't been good, that up until that outing with Dane Dunning getting shelled in Los Angeles. The Rangers had like 27 outings in a row from starting pitchers that had went 5 innings with less than 3 runs given up. So they've been getting or less than 3 runs given up by their starting pitching or something like that. So it was a good run there for the starting pitching up until that first Dodgers game. And it's picked right back up where it left off these last 2 games because tonight Lorenzen has been fantastic. And then last night, John Gray, he wasn't great, but the bullpen was fantastic. And John Gray only gave up the 1 solo home run to Ohtani. So he definitely kept the team in it,
Like what does that mean, right? Like giving up a home run to Ohtani. It means like nil. Like Like you can almost just to be safe, spot the Dodgers one at least, because Otani's probably going to take your best guy deep anyway. So that's not something it's when the 9 guy, the 7-8-9, the 185 shortstop that hadn't played in 2 weeks comes in and hits a homer. That's when it's a problem.
And again, with John Gray, I mean, coming off the bullpen, he's only got 50 to 60 pitches to work with, and they're trying to get 3 innings out of him at least. And, he worked around a nice little jam he had there after that wild pitch where it went second and third, 1 out, and he worked around that. So he did a really good job navigating his 3 innings. But let's get back to Tyler Mahle. Mahle is
looking good.
I think, Mahle, I think he's to a point now where it's going to be the next couple of weeks we'll figure out whether he's going to end up making a rehab and being back on this thing. So, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get him into the 75 pitch range to get back out there on a rehab.
Absolutely. And anytime we mention Mahle, you can't not mention that Kumar Rocker's on that same timetable. So
and we're not getting a ton of reports with him in Arizona, but everything that we are getting seems to be positive, and that he's on the same timetable that he has been basically for the whole time.
So another guy that's on a rehab start on Friday, Max Scherzer, going out for a rehab on Friday.
Yeah, Max Scherzer, he successful rehab on Sunday, gets up and down 5 times, gets 53 pitches, something like that. I think they're trying to get him extended out to 75 or so pitches this time through. So we'll just kind of check it out from there, and we'll see what happens and see where he ends up after this rehab assignment, because if all things go well, I mean, we could see him making a start as early as next week sometime. I mean, I don't exactly know. This plays really close. I don't know if they're going to call him out or safe.
We're on the Zeke Duran.
Got him.
Double play. It looks like the challenge is on, and I think they're probably going to overturn.
They did, and it will move on to the bottom half of the 6th here on the Rangers, but still 3-0. They've been getting runners on base. So it's been a pretty good night so far. The bats have been there. Not a lot of extra base hits just yet, but a couple of big hits from Wyatt Langford so far tonight.
Where's Scherzer going to do his rehab at? Is he going to be at the PCL?
As far as I know, Round Rock tomorrow night. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything that would change that. Both Round Rock and Frisco just have their regular starters posted on the MILB app. So one of those guys will get pushed, whether it be Sampson or whether it be Krauth, to get Scherzer what he needs. I mean, that's what we're doing here. That's the most important thing, really, is getting him up and down, getting him to 75 pitches, giving him an opportunity to get ready for the season.
So, we mentioned Kumar Rocker. We just talked about AAA. I mean, where we're going to give. We know where I'm going with this. If you need to know about the Rangers minor league.
Well, I got one more thing real quick before you get out of here. It's a minor league related thing, because one guy is going back to the minor leagues. Actually, one guy is going back to the AAA Round Rock, and one guy has decided to opt for his free agency instead. Mm-hmm. Brock Burke has been recalled. He hasn't pitched just yet, but he's been recalled. Grant Anderson back down. Not any shock after what happened Tuesday night to Grant, but at the same time, Brock Burke is back healthy. He's a better option. He was throwing 98 at AAA Round Rock, so we'll see what happens. And then Derek Hill, who was just with the club recently, DFA'd. He clears waivers, but he's going to elect free agency. And I think the reason for it is just because there's probably a team closer to needing him than the Texas Rangers. And if he can get on there, get to AAA, he can get purchased in a quicker time than he probably will get back to the Rangers.
Yeah, especially when
Okay,
you
he's
got
back behind this one.
well, and when you got Josh Smith, you got Josh Smith, you got Zeke Duran, you got Wyatt Langford, Evan
And
Carter,
you're needing coverage.
blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, the kind of the writing's on the wall there.
And with Seager going to DH a couple of more
Still,
times, you need
still,
the.
still, he's backpedaling as he catches the ball, man. It's like every single time. Anyways, no, go ahead. You got Seager.
Yeah, you got Seager playing, looking to be your DH for at least a couple of more games here in Seattle. So you need the coverage with Davis Winzel. So it's understandable that Derek Hill was the odd man out. And I think we kind of all knew that. Lorenzen's done really well against Ohtani tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even know if there's a secret. You just hope he doesn't drop.
Yeah, like you put something. Yeah, you try and make it move enough to where it hits off the bad part of the bat, right? Like you just try it.
And even man, even those sound like shotguns. Even those sound like shotguns going off.
You try and hit the bad part of the bat. And actually, Lorenzen's done a really good job with cutters and sliders to him, and he's gotten him to swing at some pitches that weren't exactly strikes. So he's done a really good job managing him tonight. And Lorenzen is cruising through 5 2/3, but I don't want to put any kind of hex on it or anything like that. Freddie Freeman can make it a bloop and a blast real fast.
If that was the case, if that's the case, then they need to send Wyatt Langford down for AAA assignment to get some more at bats. That way we can get a Wyatt Langford home run here in a minute. So as soon as I talk about Wyatt Langford needing to get sent down or anything like that, he comes up and
what's he leading off the next inning? Is that why you did that? They got the Tavares in the top of the order.
Well, if we're talking about hexes, I'm just like, look, anytime I say anything negative about Wyatt Langford, he turns around and does something crazy.
Well, definitely, and Freeman can make this a bloop and a blast real fast.
You know what, man? Like watching Freeman bat, he's probably one of the hardest outs in the big leagues right now. I mean,
I think so.
He's such a pro hitter. It's like it just doesn't ever seem like he doesn't look like he's like this close to like hitting a line drive for solid contact.
What I noticed last night with when David Robertson was in the game and he got the 3 strikeouts of Betts and Ohtani and Freeman in a row there. First time it's been done all season, and every starter that starts the game gets a chance in the first inning. So it's the first time. Yeah, first time it's been done all season. So good on David Robertson. But Ohtani and Betts were up there to swing the bat in the 9th or in the 8th inning the other night. Freddie Freeman made Robertson work with every pitch. Every pitch had to be more precise to get Freddie Freeman out. He's just so deadly at the plate.
He really is, man, and he just has such a command of the strike zone. You know, like he knows what a strike is and he knows what's not a strike. And if it's in the zone, like his plate coverage, like he seems to hit everything hard, even if it's like foul ball. I mean, I know he just hit a chopper. So I mean, I say everything. Yeah. I mean, I say everything, but like he's such a competitive back. He kind of throws me back to kind of those 80s left-handed first baseman guys that were just brutal outs. They weren't like big time home run hitters, like double digits. Well, double digits guys, guys
Wally like that though. Yeah, but there were lots of dudes like that. I mean, guys
Will
that you
Clark
wouldn't even
like
think
that.
about.
Mark Grace was like that. I mean, even Palmeiro, who had a little more power, but he was a hard out, man. Like he wasn't just going up there hacking. He was a contact first kind of guy. Man. Like I just like that. I've always liked that about Freeman. But
who's another guy that was like that back in the day? Harold Baines.
Yeah.
Tough out, but always, like
he's up there to hit. He's not up there.
They didn't take him first overall for him to go up there and take walks in the 80s.
Yeah, I think with Freeman, it's like if you've never really watched him hit before, his stats are amazing. Like obviously they speak for themselves, but he's actually more impressive when you watch him. When you watch him, it's even more impressive than the numbers because you're like, this guy could be batting 400. Like if a few things were to go, he just had a lucky, if he had a season where kind of like everything's kind of fallen for him. Cause those seasons happen where just guys will bat 30, 40 points higher than their career average. Cause they're like having that season. I mean, he's a guy that like have a magic season at the plate because he's just looks like he's just like right there almost every time. Let's talk box scores.
You got to get your commercial in. I cut you off. You gotta
What's
get
that?
you gotta get your commercial in real quick.
Oh yeah, that's right. I talked right through my commercial. Down on the farm with the boys. We were talking minor league. Well, down on the farm with the boys, man. That's where we cover all things Rangers minor league. You cannot beat it, especially this time of year. 7 levels of minor league baseball are going on. The major 4A, high A, double A, triple A are all like right in the thick of it. So we've got like data. We've got at bats. We've got innings. We've got guys that have done enough to kind of make some assumptions about what their seasons are going to look like. And every week we go through our top 10 list. We list out the top 10 players for the week. And ironically, I think we're on like a 3-week in a row, like a run or something where the guy that finishes number 1 usually wins minor league player of the week. So big shout out to my co-host for the research and the work that he does for the show. And now we've got the Arizona Complex League going on. We got the Dominican Summer League. Both those teams are playing. So, we're starting to see more numbers come in with these guys. We're starting to hear reports. Obviously, Pablo Guerrero having a nice little kickoff to his season. So a lot of guys to talk about, in the minor league system. There's some pitching going on that we saw coming, some we were kind of been waiting on for a while. So there's a lot of good stuff to talk about. What you'll do is you just go to our website, TexasRangersWithTheBoys.com.
They're all one word.
Also one word at Chilltown Hoops right here on YouTube. You can subscribe here as well. On Spotify, you can subscribe. It's $1.99 for the audio. Make us your one-stop shop for all things Rangers. If you want to pay a little bit more, you're crazy about the boys, you're going to be farmhand number 1, then you can subscribe right here on YouTube. We have 3 different levels. On that 3rd level, you can pop onto the show with us, be an honorary guest. We'd love to have you on. So again, subscribe. It's going to be great. I promise you right now, you can go right. There is tons of content right now that's going to help you know everything you need to know about these minor leagues. And I think we got another top 40 prospect list on the horizon.
Yeah, it'll drop as soon as, probably about a month after we have the draft here. The Rangers have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round, or 1st and 2nd and 3rd round draft picks this year.
Yep. So obviously winning the World Series, they're going to be picking a little lower,
but they don't have to sit 2nd and 3rd out this time and not have another draft pick till 4th. So they'll be drafting in all the innings. Man, that that guy's nasty.
Yeah,
that dude is nasty.
Well,
here's a quick minor league note. The Frisco Rough Riders win tonight 5-3 over the Amarillo Sod Poodles to push their record to 40-20. 20 games over 500.
And there's like, aside from Toyota, like there's really not like a star, like a standout kind of player. I mean, you got Freeman, we know that, Cody Freeman. But I mean, these aren't guys that are like, they weren't like lighters and like the guys.
The guys that should have been those guys like Abimelech Ortiz, the Butcher, has really struggled. I mean, he's hitting 177 with a 542 on base plus slug. So he's really struggled, but they've kind of run off the back of Hatcher and Cody Freeman and, they've got some guys, but, Maximo Acosta's starting to pick it up a little bit. So there is a good, fun team down there. And the pitching is good because they've got Acker and Steven and Ryan Garcia and Teodo and Anderson. Anderson's been good all season. I want to say Ben Anderson is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, Ben Anderson has been really good all season long. Very consistent. So they've gotten some good starting pitching, and Krauth has had his ups and downs, but overall, really nice start to the season for the
whoa. Hey, this is what our farmhands pay their good hard-earned money to get. So
I'm giving this is a teaser.
You got a little taste of it.
You
got a little taste of it. Now I gotta reel him in because if he starts going, I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to know more about this minor league in the next 10 minutes than you've known about him all year. I guarantee it. Listen, do we even want to do we want to just make mention of Zeke Duran's home run, a couple nights ago and then just move on?
I thought that they had a situation early in the game where they needed a run to get kind of back in it after that 3-1 or 3-0 start. Mm-hmm. Dane Dunning's going to have trouble getting guys out if he's not getting the edges from umpires.
Yeah, he can't throw the ball right in the middle.
Yeah,
he cannot do that.
And you saw what happened. Grant Anderson was getting lit up so bad they thought he was tipping pitches, but really he was just in the middle of the strike zone too much.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Dane Dunning's finest moment. He'll get another opportunity Sunday in Seattle to try and right the ship a little bit. But, it wasn't really, I will say this with Dunning, like what he did last year. I mean, like we're talking career type stuff, and to expect that every year over year probably isn't steadfast in thinking. But at the same time, you want it to be that same thing, and you want to give him an opportunity as one of your farmhands and one of your guys that, he came over in the Lance Lynn deal, and they want him to be successful. So they're going to definitely give him every opportunity. And it doesn't mean that whenever he moves back to the bullpen from the rotation that he can't be a really reliable pin piece at some point and be the type of guy that can give you that spot start and give you a little bit of length.
Right. And I really like it. We've said it on the show. Like, look, Dane Dunning was out of his mind last year. And I don't, he's a solid like number 4 starter in a good rotation. He might be on a so-so rotation. He might sneak up into your 3. So like
the 2021 Rangers.
Yeah.
I think you got him there. I think that one's going to be gone.
Well, but like I said, like I think with he's not an ace. Like let's just that's the thing. He's not a number 2. He's not a number 1.
He's probably not really even a number 3.
No, he's really not. And that's not a knock on him. And again, I think what makes Dunning so valuable to a team is that versatility that he brings, the ability to be able to do multiple things. The other thing he can help you with, if he is getting he did get got. I guess I'm like a minute behind you or something.
There must be, yeah, because I'm on the direct TV in here instead of on my bootleg pirated edition I watch out in the garage. So I don't have to look at Pudge Rodriguez's crotch the whole game.
My gosh, those Choctaw Pudge Rodriguez. Why?
The other night, Kevin sent me a picture of Pudge on the TV, and I told that man he needed to stop sending me gay porn.
I mean, dude, like, I don't want to look at that any more than you do. Like, I don't want to look at Pudge Rodriguez's crotch on TV. I don't want to look at it in person for sure. I don't want to see a drawing of it. I don't want an AI picture of Pudge Rodriguez. I don't want to see.
I could probably make that happen for you though if you want.
I don't need that in my life. I really don't. So anyway, but Rangers. We're trying to make light of Rangers just get drummed. What was it? Tuesday night.
Yeah, I thought they had some good at bats, but yeah.
Grossman had a couple good at bats. Definitely Zeke Duran had the home run, which he, only the second of the season. So, tis what it is.
He's had a good couple of weeks. He's had a good run these past couple of weeks, and he had a big hit one game. I think it was Sunday with the couple of runners on and the infield drawn in. So yeah, I've been, Zeke's been playing a little bit better. Josh Smith, I think he's a great catalyst, but man, it seems like RBI opportunities don't work out as great for him as getting on base and getting in scoring position and making things happen on the bases.
Well, yeah, and
I could totally be wrong about that. I have no idea. It just feels like from the eye test.
Well, I will say, he's definitely more of a guy that is a catalyst, a guy that's or he just has the makings of that because he's got the speed, he's got the plate discipline. Definitely a guy that he's also one of those guys too that, can keep an inning going too with a walk or something like that. So, but he just hasn't been as good. I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I don't know what his.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't have them pulled up in front of me. One thing I know about Tuesday night's game, when we're talking about Andrew Kisner being the best pitcher for the Rangers that night, things aren't good.
Yeah. Well, so last night, technically, actually for you guys, it'll be night before last. Rangers had probably, I'm going to go and say probably the biggest win of their season because they're on the road against super team. They just got drilled 15-2 the night before.
And they don't exactly get a great outing from John Gray either.
Well, and I want to say this was the first time like all year that I saw that same like doggedness come back and kind of come back with a vengeance kind of thing that we got spoiled seeing last year. This team came out and they were like gritty. They did what they had to do. And the finish of the game was fantastic, but let's not talk about the finish yet. Let's talk about the great pitching that we saw.
Yeah, let's start with John Gray, who coming back, pitched Saturday night out of the bullpen, was pretty good out of the bullpen, kept him in that game against the Giants, and then comes back Wednesday. The home run to Ohtani, I mean, that happens. I mean, you got a solo home run should never beat you anyways. So, right. I mean, at the end of the day, John Gray, he had a really nice, he escaped a nice jam there in the third inning to get him back into the dugout and get him back, back in there 1-0 instead of 3-0 because it could have easily went that way. And one hit could have turned that whole game around. And we're not talking about a Rangers win. We're talking about a blown save or something like that in the ninth. Who knows? But at the end of the day, John Gray, they were only talking about 50 pitches, so they were expecting 3 innings anyways. Jake Latz came out of the bullpen. He was fantastic. He deserved that win that he got last night. As far as everybody else, I mean, Leclerc was really good. Daniel Robertson, we already talked about, or David Robertson, we already talked about it. I mean, probably the best relief pitching performance out of a bullpen by any bullpen hand all season. Is that that's fair to say, right? I mean, like in Major League wide, you strike out Betts, Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman back to back in the 8th inning with the 2-run lead. That's as good a hold as there is in Major League Baseball, right there. And Yates, this was the shakiest probably Yates had been all season. But luckily, it was a Pages. Which guy was it that ran through the stop sign? I think it was Pages. Yeah. Runs through a stop sign. Beautiful relay from Tavares to Simeon to Jonah Heim to get the out, and the Rangers, did what they had to do to hold on to a 3-2 lead. That could have been bad, but kind of a nice little break there for Tavares where he kind of cut it off and then the ball bounced right back up into his glove to where he could get it into Simeon as quick as possible. And Simeon threw a laser. That was a dart. That was as good as it could possibly be.
What I also loved about that play was like how cool of a customer Tavares was. Like it was like he already knew before he got the ball exactly what he was going to do. Yep. And he was just like, hey, pick it up nice and cool, nice and calm, perfect throw. Simeon turns around with that kind of a sense of urgency that he needed to get that little extra little pep in his step. Great tag by Heim because like that, I was a little worried when they were talking about him blocking the plate, but he was in perfect position. He wasn't.
Yeah, no, he was at the front of the right-handed batter's box when he caught the ball. So he had given as much room as he could possibly give there to the plate. And I knew what the Dodgers were doing. I mean, it's the end of the ball game. They got a chance to get a challenge on it. You take the challenge. I mean, worst case scenario, you end up in a White Sox situation like last year where nobody knows the rule and you get lucky,
Yeah. You want Josh Smith's runners and scoring position numbers?
Yeah, they're probably a lot better than I can ever imagine.
373 batting average,
It's crazy, right?
484 on base, 431 slugs. So he's not blasting. 19 runs batted in. The other one that's kind of crazy, 12 strikeouts. So that might have a little bit of something to do with it. So it does look like when he doesn't do what he needs to do, he's striking out.
And it could
be,
and it could be, on a downtick here. I'm not sure, but overall, Josh Smith has been fantastic. There's nothing you can really say about Josh Smith that a guy that had very, his
look, guys. Let me just say let me just say Bull real quick. He's a Josh Smith hater. Okay, so no matter what Lindsay looks at him through, it's gonna be like, even though you even heard him say, well, maybe it's just late. But actually, as of late, he's batting 430 in his last 7 games, 360 in the last 15. So it's just, guys, it's okay. I'm a Leclerc hater. So we both have our guys we just don't like.
Right, and Leclerc has a .75 ERA over
Leclerc's never going to do right for me.
But for a guy that his role probably going into spring training was the 26th man on the roster,
yeah,
he's been everything you could possibly ask for. He's done a great job. I mean, I've become a Josh Smith fan over the course of the last 2 months, 3 months.
Well, we're fans of guys that we kind of identify with. I'm a shorter guy. Got the longer hair. I'm the underdog kind of guy. That's kind of Josh Smith. Jose Leclerc and you, I could see a lot of similarities there. You guys look alike.
Obviously,
got that. You both throw the
Slambia.
Yeah,
we're both Slambia guys. Yeah,
dangerous.
Obviously,
Slambia.
I've been cutting that changeup since 1994, brother. So, anytime you got a guy that cuts a changeup,
well, it doesn't help. It doesn't help that like the guys that we're haters of are the guys that the other one actually like. Like we're more I'm a Josh Smith apologist. And I'm a Leclerc hater, and you're a Leclerc lover. So it's like it doesn't. We didn't mean it this way. I wasn't I'm gonna pick the guy Bull doesn't like. Or I'm gonna pick the guy Bull likes.
Bullman hates Leclerc too. He hates him with a passion.
Yeah.
So today, when I saw that in his last 16 innings, he's had a .75 ERA with like a 183 batting average against all season.
Yeah, to me, in my mind, it's probably like a 5.50 ERA.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the ERA isn't tremendous, but over the last 16 innings, it's been really good. He was really good again last night. Anytime he's really good. The Bullman hates him too. And today, I made sure I had to send him those stats that he's almost been what we call unhittable the last handful of appearances.
So, though there wasn't a ton of scoring in the game, there was a lot.
We got to talk about the one big thing, right?
Oh, man. Well, I wanted to, before we got there, I really wanted to retouch back on Robertson. Like, dude, that ball was, the ball was moving out of his hand last night. Like it was, I mean, and what's different, because remember a few weeks ago, not even a few weeks, maybe a week or so ago, I mean, Hernandez was throwing that whatever cutter thing, and that thing was like flying across the plate, right? But the difference between him and Robertson is Robertson, he owns that thing.
Yeah,
he owns it. He commands it. He knows how to throw it to certain people to get them to do a certain thing. That's just
insane that his cutter, it looks like he's throwing it right down the middle, but that thing starts on the outer edge of the plate and doesn't look like a strike at all, and then it ends up right in the middle of the plate, and the batter can't pull the trigger on it. You see that a lot. It's because it's got so much movement. It runs from right to left so much that, or technically, I guess left to right, depending on how you're looking or whatever. But it just moves so much, and then the knuckle curveball has so much downward movement on it when it's good that it just amplifies that cutter so much more, because he can throw that two-seamer and cutter almost at the same speed. and then he can go to the knuckle curveball, get him off of those two speeds, and then go right back to that cutter and use the movement to get his out.
Yeah, man.
He's impressive. He's so
just
impressive.
A nasty pitcher. And don't mind seeing Yates get into a little trouble here and there and get his way out of it. Team pick him up because he's picked this team up. He's picked this team up enough that
Absolutely.
Hey, I love it. And before again, we're going to talk about it, but I got to just mention one more time, like that Latz, Leclerc, Robertson, and even Yates, like, man, like some of the best bullpen moments we've seen from this team over the last couple of years. I mean, that was huge because it's who you're playing and you're on the road and your team is back against the wall. Got to win these games because of the division. I mean, there's a lot going on with this team.
And we forgot to talk about this earlier on. Josh Spores is heading out for a rehab assignment as well. So you're getting to a point where now the bullpen is starting to get healthy. If Brock's coming back and giving you innings out of the bad side of the bullpen, Scherzer gets back and you get Heaney over there on the long relief style with Uranus still back there. They're going to have decisions to make and tough ones.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you won't have to see the Tanakos anymore. You won't have to see the Grant Andersons anymore. Yeah. And like, again, we're not I don't know. It's the world we live in where you have to like apologize for not loving every single thing every single person does. But like, these are guys that let's just call it what it is. Like, yeah, the Rangers were down last night. Dunning had a tough start, but these guys didn't help the cause. Like, you're not giving the team any chance to come back in the game when you go drop, when the bullpen goes and drops 9 over 3 innings or whatever it was.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That doesn't,
absolutely.
You can't come back on that. Like, and that's something that's been kind of like a silent killer a little bit for this team too, is that, they just haven't been able, they've just had so much trouble with not the back end of the bullpen, but just the bullpen hands that are, there to kind of keep them in the game. All right, let's talk about it, bro.
Okay. I think really one good thing that we saw yesterday off of the before the Seager home run was Leody Taveras getting off his 0 for slump. I think it was up to about 30. Mm-hmm. So him getting off that 0 for, getting on base, then he steals a big bag because the ball beat him there. He just had a really nice slide to the outer part of the plate and got his hand in before he got the tag down. Simeon gets the walk there right behind him, and the Rangers are sitting a couple. I think there's only one out at the time, and you're thinking, oh, Seager's seeing Walker Buehler here for a third time. Let's see what's going to happen. And it got to a 3-2 count, and I kind of thought that they would live to fight another day and let someone else beat him, but he challenged him with that breaking pitch, and Seager gave it a ride. I think 111 off the bat.
111, 420 feet or something like that. Man, that thing was that was a Corey C. That was like prototypical. Like, that was like if I'm in my head, like visualize like the ideal Corey Seager homer, that was it. Made him pay for keeping the ball out over the plate. And he's up there to smash, man. He ain't up there playing. He's ready. He's up there to hit. And, man, on the road against his old team, if the Rangers can come out tonight, he didn't play in this game in the final game of the series. So if the Rangers can come out there and win this game without him on the field, I think that's a huge testament to this squad because, man, like, and the Dodgers are doing what they can do here, aren't they?
Yeah, it's crazy how last night 1-2-3, no problem. 8-9 leads off with runners at first and third, nobody out.
That's the story of this team,
just
man.
the way baseball is, man.
Well, it's this team too. Like, they've had this struggle with that part of with that part of teams' orders all year long. Like, I hope is their backup catcher in there now? Is that who did it?
That's who's at first base. So we're looking at Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman here with runners at first and third.
Yeah. So we still have hope, right? We still got.
There's still plenty of
hope.
Double
play, they get one run, and Rangers are still up, still in the winning. God, man, Mookie Betts is, dude. Mookie Betts is just such a great baseball player.
Could
But
you
he
imagine how much
plays short.
like this guy'd be like a 10 WAR already if he was playing right field.
But like he's playing short. Like it's just wild, like to see him playing shortstop because like I've never seen him like play shortstop like that. And
That's
like
good
he's out
stuff
there
right
like
there.
just like he's been playing short his whole life. It's just
Well,
wild, man. I don't think he gets enough credit. I mean, I don't care what team he's on, it wouldn't matter. I would say he's probably my favorite non-Ranger.
Well, Robertson just got him on 3
Yeah, he
pitches
did.
again. Just got him on 3 pitches again. So who knows
Got
who
him on
knows
that
what's
inside
gonna happen here,
fastball,
but
man. Woo!
this is probably the biggest at bat of the ball game right here with Ohtani up and Robertson on the hill with a couple of runners out there, and wouldn't expect David Robertson to do anything else but attack him.
Right. You
So,
go back down. No,
so
I mean, what else is he supposed to do, man? I guess you could put him on, but then you got Freeman. And
it doesn't get easier.
No, man, it's not like Freeman's an ease like that much. Like the only difference between Ohtani and Freeman is Ohtani has a bigger chance to get you deep, but Freeman's going to put the ball in play most of the time. I mean, it's going to be here we go. So we're watching the game right now, y'all. Like this is kind of fun.
Yeah,
right?
this is a 8th inning, bottom of 8, runners
Yep.
on first and third, one
Yep.
out. Ohtani at the plate, down 0-2 here with Robertson on the hill. So we'll see what happens here.
Man, and I love Robertson's facial expressions right now. He looks like he could kill somebody right now.
He's dead
so
serious here.
Oh man,
They got him to swing again. And we're looking at Freddie Freeman up with runners at first and third.
We're not out of the woods, man. It's
not
Freddie
out of
Freeman.
the woods. It doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier when you put 199 and 167 on base,
Man.
You put 199 and 167 on base. Now you got to face the top of the order, which is 300 plus all of them with big time power. And so far, so good for Robertson.
Was that the knuckle curve he got?
That was definitely the knuckle curve. Yeah.
Golly, he made him look like a child.
No, that was that dipped. He got in front of him.
That thing
Freddie
hit the ground.
Freeman, such a professional hitter. He just covers that whole plate. Everything about him is fantastic. Well, hopefully we got about 7.5 minutes left that we can sit here with it, and while we're kind of watching Freddie Freeman hit right here, and really nice performance tonight from Michael Lorenzen, 7 innings, 1 hit or 1 run, and Freeman's down in the count 0-2.
Yeah.
So Robertson,
we're gonna have to go out and buy David Robertson go take him out for a steak dinner or something, man. This guy's been such an addition to this team.
Let's see what happens here. We got 0-2, runners at first and third still.
Mm-hmm. This is huge.
Rangers got a couple of runs.
I'll tell you this:
didn't quite get back in.
Lorenzen getting over 7 innings under 100 pitches. He really knows how to keep his pitch count under control for the most part.
He does a really good job of pitching to contact and knowing that he doesn't have to miss bats
but he can. That's the thing is that he can strike guys out. Like he can get the
he's got good gas too.
Yeah, he knows how to do it. It's just I just think he seems like a guy who's kind of come to that stage of his career where he knows how to pitch. He knows that he can just go out there, do what he knows he needs to do.
And the big conversation piece this whole offseason is how bad Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery have been. And he basically signed at the same time as them. And he's been terrific because right now, he's sitting at a 2.86 ERA.
Yeah.
Here we go on a 1-2 pitch right here.
Yeah, man.
Strike him out.
Woo!
So back-to-back nights. David Robertson strikes out Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman. So we're gonna leave you in a 3-1 ball game with the Rangers going to hit in the 9th. What a big performance by David Robertson. I hope you guys had a good time listening to us do a little bit of fun interaction during the game tonight. That was a little bit different.
Hey. Real quick, let me give you guys just the rundown. One thing I want to say real quick about this game. Wyatt Langford needs to steal more bases. it's like it's not even close, man.
Yeah,
He's so fast. He needs to be still. He could finish the season.
Yeah,
right
interesting decision last night, replacing
The swap.
Langford and then having Jankowski steal a base and then he gets thrown out, and maybe I don't know, who knows, but yeah, a couple of runs tonight. Wyatt Langford, a couple of big hits. They were bleeders, but they looked like line drives in the scorecard because a couple RBIs to go with them, and Nate Lowe hitting the ball just in a spot where keeps himself out of the double play, and the Rangers get one across there, and Garcia a couple of hits tonight. Yeah, that's good. He needs a couple of hits, and other than that, the bottom of the order has been pretty high. Jankowski, Duran, and Tavares have been quiet tonight, but they got one more chime through the lineup here in the ninth inning to get something going. But we're going to leave you with the Rangers up 3-1 going into the ninth, and you got to imagine that Kirby Yates is going to get the ball again in the ninth.
Do you want a quick preview of the Seattle series before we?
Here, you know what? I had it pulled up. Let me just pull it right back up real quick.
I'll also say, guys, did y'all notice he didn't mention Josh Smith's 2 hits tonight? You notice that?
Josh Smith had 2 hits. He had a double there against Training. That's pretty impressive. That double against Training that he blooped over the third base. That was actually pretty good piece of hitting right there. But the Rangers will see, huh?
That guy can pitch,
dude. He's nasty. Yeah, his sinker runs for days.
Yeah.
So Friday night, Andrew Heaney versus Louis Castillo. Saturday, Nathan Eovaldi versus George Kirby, and Sunday, Dane Dunning versus Logan Gilbert. So we're going to see the best that the Mariners have to offer.
Yeah, and this, you know what, man? Like, this is one of those series on paper that looks like a very tough series. Like, and it's not going to be an easy series, but like, this is kind of one of those counterintuitive scenarios where it wouldn't totally shock me if the Rangers come out and have the best series of the year when they're facing the best. Everything's back against the wall. Let's just hope that's what we see.
Yeah, hopefully Seager in the lineup all 3 days as well.
Yep. So it's going to be fun. We'll be back on Monday, and we'll be on different coasts, and we'll have wrap ups for the Seattle series, and we'll have another Down on the Farm with the Boys episode somewhere in there in the bag. So look for that next week. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was a blast tonight. Thanks for hanging with us this week, bearing with us during these late night West Coast games and such things. Now, don't forget to check us on social media, TX Rangers WTB. Don't forget to check that website out, TexasRangersWithTheBoys.com.
All one word.
Also, all one word at Chilltown Hoops right here on YouTube, Sports Fluent Network. Check us out on video. Don't forget to subscribe to our exclusive content, Down on the Farm with the Boys, where we cover all things Rangers minor league for the 300-pound manimal. This is your boy, Kev. We are Texas Rangers with the Boys.
Signing out.
Yeah.